There's a lot coming to our platforms of choice in the next few months between Modern Warfare 2's full offering, the Warzone 2 launch, as well as the introduction of DMZ, with no shortage of things to do across all of those. However, shortly after all of those have been released, Modern Warfare 2 is once again doing a first for Call of Duty, introducing players to raids. Raids aren't necessarily a new concept for plenty of games, but for Call of Duty, introducing new episodic hours-long events for players to grind out, that's something new for the COD franchise, and I'm looking forward to it. Today, we're breaking down what we know, some of what's been leaked, and when we can expect it all to happen. So as we go along, drop your thoughts down below. Are you looking forward to raids in Modern Warfare 2? Are you looking forward to grinding these out, the new level of depth that they bring to Modern Warfare 2? Whatever the case, drop your thoughts below. But if you enjoyed the video, you found it at all insightful, do me a favor and drop a like on the video. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to stay up to date with all things Modern Warfare 2, Warzone 2, DMZ, and even raids when the time comes. We've got so much upcoming in the next few weeks to months for all things Call of Duty, so if you'd like to stay on top of all of that while joining us on the road to 500,000 subscribers, I'd love to have you. But for now, let's take a look at everything that we know about raids in Modern Warfare 2. So at COD Next, Pat Kelly, as well as Joanna Ferries, detailed some of the upcoming things before the presenters got into everything coming with COD Next that we'd see between multiplayer, Warzone, and all that kind of stuff. But for a brief second, Pat Kelly detailed raids coming to Modern Warfare 2. Now, additionally, there was also mention in the multiplayer reveal blog on the Call of Duty site, which didn't give us a whole ton. That said, it was confirmed for Modern Warfare 2 players later this year after launch that raids are a whole new experience for the franchise, a 3-player cooperative engagement requiring teamwork and strategic puzzle-solving thinking in between bouts of intense combat. That was it initially up front that we learned about, though a little later on in the broadcast, Stephanie Snowden, Director of Communications for Infinity Ward, gave us a little bit more in terms of what we could expect here with that, in which in a brief segment talking about this, she described them being an all-new experience with different gameplay loops, stating that they're episodic missions and stating they're a couple hours in length with each of them. The narrative will play in from the campaign with each raid, which is kind of cool. It kind of seems like it's taking that step further of the storyline and campaign, extending beyond Spec Ops and into Warzone with what we saw with Modern Warfare 2019, but adding a new layer to it and making it something playable. So kind of DLC for the campaign perhaps, but in a very different sense that you may expect, not necessarily just missions coming along that is very linear in that sense. But she also detailed there are 3 people per team for each raid, in which you have to mix combat, narratives, and puzzles, which are core mechanics to other raids, but now finally coming to Call of Duty. And again, she said that this will evolve the narrative seasonally, so seeming like we'll see each season a brand new raid coming along with Modern Warfare 2 as well. So not just a one and done thing, which is pretty cool. I like the sound of that. But the big question on when we can expect to hear more about this, but also play it, is still up in the air. Going back to that first official mention from Pat Kelly, he said that with the beginning of Modern Warfare 2, then shortly after that, Warzone 2, and then very shortly after that, for the first time ever, we're going to release a raid in Call of Duty. The way that I look at that, I kind of see the content breakdown going as follows. October 20th, that's when early access to the campaign is available for those who digitally pre-order Modern Warfare 2. October 28th, of course, is that launch of the game for Modern Warfare 2. Everything coming along with that. Campaign for those that did not digitally pre-order and did not play it early. Multiplayer in the full scale that it is offered. 6v6, Ground War, all that kind of stuff. And then Spec Ops for those interested in co-op. That's all coming on the 28th. Then a couple of weeks later, we have November 16th being the marking date for Season 1's launch, which includes the full launch of Warzone 2 as well as DMZ, but we'll also end up seeing Season 1 content added to Modern Warfare 2. So your Battle Pass, new maps, new modes, new weapons, new operators, all that kind of stuff. It's our first major content dump that we'll see for the post-launch support of Modern Warfare 2. But also, again, the key focal point being Warzone and DMZ. So that said, that's a lot of stuff to drop up front. We talked about how even I don't think ranked play will be something that comes at the Season 1 launch as well. So what may make a little more sense is that early December, perhaps, a Season 1 Reloaded update, that's when we'll see raids. And that kind of makes sense because Pat Kelly mentioned that after Season 1 is when we see those raids. Though, interestingly, we kind of saw some flip-flopped messaging from Stephanie Snowden in that little segment that she did detailing it, kind of implying that they'd be coming at the launch of Season 1, but then also saying, you know what, it might be in the middle of Season 1. So that's something that I'm still leaning more so towards a Reloaded update, but we could be wrong on that one. Right now, there's so much in the near future horizon that I don't know if it's really too much a deal breaker right now if it's Season 1 versus Season 1 Reloaded. Just know that it's possible the pendulum could swing either way. Now, I guess my biggest question going out of this at a fundamental level beyond what we can see and when we'll see it is what game it will be on, because I mean, Warzone and DMZ will of course have a much larger population in terms of players perhaps, or the potential of that since it's free to play. But Modern Warfare 2 seems to be that main tethering point that they keep striking up in the conversation. That is Modern Warfare 2's raid. So I guess we'll see how that all works out. But beyond that, officially speaking, there's not really a whole ton known. There is, however, a brief little bit that has been leaked that may point to some details as to what we're doing. According to Tom Henderson, industry insider we've heard from plenty, the first raid may already be in the works in regards to the information that we have on hand. Accordingly described as like Destiny but more tactical, data miners have been able to uncover 3 individual missions from the Modern Warfare 2 game files that indicate the multi-level status of Modern Warfare 2's raids, including a numbers puzzle, a water maze, and an incursion-based level. These, according to Tom, are all built from the ground up, entirely separate of MP, Ground War, Warzone, DMZ, and what will likely be gunfight maps as well. These maps built specifically for the purpose of each raid. Now, while details are few and far in between, Tom mentioned that water maze is something where you're going to have to work with your team, kind of with limited oxygen. You have to find your way out of this maze by sharing oxygen with your teammates, taking turns getting breaths of air before you drown while working as a unit to navigate your way out of this maze. So that, in a sense, would be very interesting to see how that plays out, and that's only one small portion if that does come true. So I'm very much so looking forward to the prospect of raids here and what we may be able to see in terms of the gameplay loop for it. But my question comes down to how much of a grind will it be, for one, and two, will it have worthwhile rewards? That's the big thing here that I think is either make or break for that kind of stuff. Is it worth the time? We do know that this will be something episodic. We'll see multiple of these, and they're going to be hours-long events, multiple hours sitting down and grinding these out. So if that's the case, you have to have that end goal reward be something actually worthwhile, whether that be like a universal camo or a set of them. If it's a brand new weapon vault, I don't quite know what would be worthwhile to every other person, but for me, I don't know what it would take to end up being worthwhile for this, especially because it will probably be something a little rare. Not everybody will do these. Not everybody has the hours at a time to set aside to grind these out, nor potentially the ability if the challenges are tough enough. Some games in their raids are straight up so tough that people might not even complete them. So raids, while there's not really much known officially speaking, the prospect of them definitely looks to be something that adds way more to the gameplay loop than we may initially consider. And honestly, I'm really looking forward to it. I know that Modern Warfare 2's multiplayer beta wasn't everybody's cup of tea, and that's likely going to be a lot of the gameplay loop for traditional multiplayer. That is something that we probably won't see too many major changes drastically overhauling the game or anything like that. But when I look at Modern Warfare 2 as a whole, when we consider 6v6, ground war, raids coming at some point, gunfight coming around season 1, ranked play at some point, you have Warzone and the battle royale aspect of that, and then DMZ, a looter shooter extraction based mode, there is way more on offer this year, it seems like, for whatever you may be into than opposed to any other year prior in the Call of Duty franchise. And for that, I'm very excited to see just how much we can grind out here in the next couple of months. So for that, I'm looking forward to it, but that is raids and what we know of right now and what you need to know about in regards to what's coming, when it's coming, and everything in between. So that's what we're going to call it. I'd love to get your thoughts and feedback down below. Are you looking forward to Call of Duty's first grind-worthy quest here? Are you guys really excited to hear more about raids, to learn more what may be in that gameplay loop? Or are you just kind of like, maybe I'll try it out, maybe not, we'll see. Anyways, let me know your thoughts down below, but if you enjoyed the video, do me a favor and drop a like on the video, and if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Modern Warfare 2. We've got a lot upcoming in the next couple of weeks, so make sure you're here for all of it and you don't miss a single thing. Tons of information, guides, tutorials, best classes, tips, all that stuff, we got you covered here on the channel for Modern Warfare 2 and beyond. So I'd love to have you in the community, but for now, thanks so much for watching. My name is Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care, and peace.